Okay, we're going to spend some time talking about how to use Excel spreadsheets to help budget your monthly expenses. So you should have gone to my website and downloaded the budgeting spreadsheet that we'll be using throughout this project. When you open it up, the first page you come to, if you look down on the tab, is the Intro tab. And this talks just about some general concepts when it comes to budgeting. The first step is trying to put together kind of some guesses of what you're actually spending your money on. So you can go and you kind of list how much your rent or housing is, what you think you spend money on food, just to get as close as you can, because when you start this process it can be overwhelming and you really don't know how much money you're spending on different items. And that's one of the powerful things that you'll receive from budgeting. You'll have more control over your money. Here's an example of a more complicated budget that you might be able to use when you're budgeting or starting this process. And you can see in here it's broken up into different months: January, February, March, etc. And in this first column here is the different categories of your income and expenses. So under income here are different ways you can get income: through your wages or your paycheck. If you have some investments, you might get some interest or dividends through those investments. Or you might have a lot of other reasons. Maybe you do some odd jobs on the side. Maybe you have a rental property. Other ways that you might get income. And I've just put some random numbers in here just to kind of give you a feel for how it looks. So for instance, in this example, this person makes $4,600 a month. And then that's income. Now here are all the expenses. If I scroll down, here are all the home expenses that you might have. And you might have some expenses that aren't listed here. And some of these expenses you might not have at all. But this is just kind of gives you an idea of what's out there. Then here are daily living expenses: groceries or food, child care and whatnot, different transportation. What they don't have here is, what I might put in is my car payment, if you have a car payment, or maybe you've paid cash for your car and you don't have that expense. Entertainment, health, these are all vacations, recreation, dues like magazines, if you have a magazine, or maybe you are paying a monthly price for internet connectivity. Gifts, we spend a lot of money every month on gifts typically, and certainly clothes. People like to spend a lot of money on clothes and they don't know how much they're spending. Well, this budget's going to help them realize that. And then other financial obligations. A big one here is long-term savings and retirement savings. You have to put a large percent of your income into those savings if over time you're going to become financially independent and stay debt-free. And then at the end, the bottom here, you have your total expenses for the month and you have anything left over. Then if I scroll down, I'm going to go to back to the top here and scroll over to the end of the year. So here at the end of the year, we'll go through all the months. This is the yearly totals. So based on just January income, that's how much income you would have right here. And then here are your total expenses for the year in each category. Now, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and take a minute to kind of look at it. And then way at the bottom here, you have your total expenses for the year and any total cash shortfalls or surpluses for the year. So if you set the Excel spreadsheet up correctly, you can really get a handle of where your money's going. Our budget, since this is an introductory activity, will not be this complicated. But this is something as you go through in life and your life gets more complicated, your budgeting will get more detailed. So let's go back to the original budget. So again, the first step is you just kind of guess what your monthly expenses are. The second step is you want to take your income and have it displayed as monthly income. Because some people get paid differently. Some people get paid weekly. Some people get paid every 2 weeks. Some people get paid twice a month. Some people get paid every 3 weeks, which is unusual. Some people just get paid once a month. And you want to always make it monthly, because most bills, like your rent and cable bill and phone bill, cell phone bill, most bills come in a monthly charge. So it's easier when you're budgeting just to keep everything monthly. So what you want to do is you want to take how you're getting paid, let's say you're getting paid every week, and you want to multiply it by the number of paychecks you get in a year. In this case, there's 52 weeks in a year. Then you divide by 12 to get our monthly paycheck. And if you get paid twice a month, right, you're going to have, there's 12 months a year, so you get paid 12 times 2 is 24. You get paid 24 times a year. 24 divided by 12 gives you your monthly paycheck. A lot of people get paid every 2 weeks. And you're thinking, well, what's the difference between every 2 weeks and twice a month? Technically, there are 52 weeks in a year, so if you get paid every 2 weeks, there are actually 26 times you get paid in a year. So twice a year, there are 2 months during the year we get paid actually 3 times. So you just take what your paycheck is every 2 weeks, you multiply it by 26, divide by 12, gets our monthly. And again, the same thing with every 3 weeks, we multiply it by 17, divide by 12 to get our monthly paycheck. And we'll be doing that in our examples. But that's the first step you have to do. If your paycheck's not consistent, that's another problem. But you want to give it your best guess, your best average monthly paycheck. And then you also have to realize there's a difference between gross pay and net pay. Gross pay is what you get paid before taxes and other things are taken out. So if you get $10 an hour and you work 10 hours, your gross pay would be $100. And you think that's great. Unfortunately, Uncle Sam, that would be the U.S. government, takes out quite a bit of money. Anywhere from 20 to 35% of your paycheck can be taken out from an amount of taxes, either local taxes, state taxes, federal government, Social Security taxes, because you pay every time you work. They take out part of your money so you can receive Social Security when you retire. Same with Medicare. They take out money from your paycheck, so when you retire, the government can give that money back to you in the form of medical help, in the form of Medicare. So you don't want to use your gross pay. You want to use your net pay. How much do you get? How much is your check after state, local, and federal taxes are taken out, after Social Security tax is taken out, after Medicare's taxes are taken out? And typically that's about 75% of your paycheck. 25% of what you earn is taken out before you even see it. So those are the things you have to kind of be aware of as you are doing your budgeting. If you budget based on your gross pay, then your budget will be way off. You're going to spend more than you have. Okay? All right, that's the little introduction. Here is our first example. If you look down at the bottom, you have the different tabs. We'll be going over the first 3 tabs. And then the second 3 tabs, which start with homework, HW, you'll be doing those on your own. Okay? I'm going to end this video now, this introduction video, and we'll come back and we'll start with video 2 with the Bobby example.